Nestle provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestle, good food, good life.
For many diabetics, the biggest shock of the diagnosis is the diet. They assume it's going to be a long sugar-free, fat-free, flavor-free road ahead. But that doesn't have to be the case if you have a better understanding of the condition itself.
To understand diabetes is quite simple actually. It's really about what happens to the food that we eat and how it's transported to the different organs so that it can be utilized for energy. Let's look at this potato. It's a starch. When we eat a potato, it's broken down into its finest or the simplest form, and that's called glucose, and we call that sugar. And it's really about how the sugar moves or gets transported to the cells for energy. So for the sugar to move, we have what we call insulin. So insulin is actually the key that unlocks the body's cells so that the sugar can actually pass through. If you think about your sugar, once you've taken it in through whatever food that you've eaten, are the passengers, and the insulin is actually your taxi. The taxi needs to be released from the depot, which are what we call the pancreas, and the taxi then collects the passengers and shuttles them into the cells for energy. What happens in diabetes is that the taxis are not enough, so not enough taxis for the number of passengers that come to the taxi rank. And it could also mean that although the taxis are there, they're on strike. But also it could be that there's a receptor problem, so maybe the transmission to getting the taxis there is not working so nicely. So what really happens is that the sugar moves nowhere, or the passengers have nowhere to go. And instead of moving into the cells, they collect into the bloodstream. And this is when we say we have high blood sugar levels.
There are 3 types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. If diabetes isn't diagnosed and controlled properly, complications could arise, such as kidney failure, loss of eyesight, and nerve damage, which could lead to loss of limbs. Key to managing diabetes is diet and maintaining a steady blood sugar level.
Almost anyone can eat a diabetic diet, and that's because of the good, sound, healthy eating principles that diabetics are taught. And it really is about looking at your plate in a way that makes it so simple. Take a normal plate, draw an imaginary line down the center, then the one side, split it again in half. What you want to do is the one that has the most space, you want to fill that up with vegetables and fruit. And the other 2 quarters, you want to use your starch and you want to have your protein. So those are excellent ways in which to make sure that you're getting in a balanced diet. So eat the good stuff, but make sure that you burn it off in the gym.
A diabetic diet is usually a low glycemic index eating plan. Low GI or slow-release carbohydrates help keep the blood sugar steady because the carbs are slowly absorbed by the blood. Vanessa Marks, the head chef at Dear Me, is a type 1 diabetic who combines her love of food with helping others enjoy healthy dining.
My conditions definitely made me more conscious of what I serve to other people. There are a lot of ingredients and a lot of food that has added sugar or other additives in general. So when I am cooking, I try and use the most natural products as possible. Being a diabetic and not enjoying fine food is definitely a myth. Yeah, I cater for people with a lot of different dietary requirements. We make adjustments to their meal that they can still enjoy the same experience as everyone else, but without going home feeling really bad and having negative side effects from what they've eaten.
Nestle provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestle, good food, good life.